Hey guys, what up? It's Wednesday. It's Humpty Dumpty Day. Happy Hump Day, guys. My name is Jason, and we're gonna have some fun. Happy new moon in Leo. It's time to manifest your best life. Really set your intentions, really clearly. That Leo energy is an opportunity to really make your mark. Really put yourself out there and make your mark for people to see, and set your intentions really clearly for that. Is what I say. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We are working from a little list that's open, which is a $22.22 love offering to be added to tonight's list. Hey Kim, nice to see you. You're at the top of the list, actually. There's just a couple names on the list, so if you want to get on there, go ahead and send over your love. Your love. 2222 to get on the list. It's $ Ray of Light Tarot to Cash App. And we're going to get started here. I'm also probably going to do a new moon energy update as well, collective energy update while we're at it. So what are you guys doing? How's your Wednesday going? Is everyone doing well? Let me get my glasses on here so I can actually see what you guys are saying. Aloha Malia. Have you had a nice week, guys? I know you're having a nice day, Malia, because I've already heard from you about your day, and I'm happy to hear that news. Very humpy. Well, that's why we call it Hump Day. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. Yes, you're on the list. So I got just 3 on the list right now, and we're going to get started really quickly and get into this. Hey, Jai is here. Everybody say hi to Jai, Channel for Grace. Jane, nice to see you. You've been having a very tough week. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you still need a reading? The list is open. It's a $22.22 love offering. I know you weren't able to get in the other day because I was closing it down. So if you would like to tonight, we are open for business. And I just have a very short list. So if you want to get on the list, guys, now is the time. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not lost, but I'm looking for guidance because I'm very confused. I think so much downloading lately, but I need to make sense of it all, please. Yeah. Yeah, I think that you're not really, I don't think you're alone in that feeling. I think that a lot of people, well, as a collective, I think we are all going through very similar touch points, right? And I think one of those is that a lot is coming through right now. I know my dreams have been incredibly intense recently. Every time I wake up from sleep, I'm like, whoa, what was going on? Like, my dreams have been so intense and so tangible. Do you know when your dreams are really tangible? Like you feel like they're just so real. My dreams have been really tangible, and I've been feeling like there's just been a lot coming through. So as far as like downloads and stuff, yeah, I feel you on that. So we'll take a look at this for you and what we need to do. What kind of a so what's your question? Do you want to know what the biggest okay, Jane, we'll get you added. It's a short list right now, so it shouldn't take long. What's your question though, Jim? Do you want to know? Do you just want to see what Spirit has for you? Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Today was my mother's 60th birthday. Really, I think birthdays like that, that's sort of a round, big number. And birthdays like that really mark the passage of time in people's lives. And so I'm sort of acutely aware of that right now. But yeah. All right, guys, get your manifestations and intentions in order. Thank you, universe. Thank you, source. Thank you. Thank you, angels. Thank you, archangels. Thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm using my Thelema deck right now. I might use the Millennium Thoth deck if I need to clarify anything, but right now I am using this deck from the Thelema box. I like this one a lot. So that's what I'm using. Anything to explain the confusion. I'm new to all of this. It's always Jai's fault. It's always Jai's fault. I definitely like to blame Jai too. I know my mom does. Everybody was like, "You look like Jason. You're Jason's sister, not his mother." I was like, "Hey guys, come on. That may be a compliment to her, but it's not so nice to me." No, she was pretty young when she had me, so she was a young mommy. So it's a message for Kim at this time. Message for Kim at this time. Okay. You have the Strength card in reverse in your as your overall energy card, bottom of the deck card. Um, this is, it's a bumpy road right now, and I think, even it comes back for you to that thing of no matter how far you go down a spiritual path, I'm telling you, when you're incarnate, right? We are incarnate right now as human beings. We're going to have good days and bad days, good stretches of time and bad stretches of time. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just the way it is. And I think what this is suggesting to you is that you may be having a little bit of a struggle right now with balance. And that's okay, right? It's okay to have that struggle with balance. We all do. That is part of the human condition. Don't allow yourself to become in any way defeated and also heartbroken, because you've got some tough cards here. You've got this King of Swords energy. That's that airy energy. But the swords is about, mental stuff, right? Our thought processes and logic. And then you've got, bam, 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 you've got the Five of Pentacles, which is a tough card, an isolating card. And then you've also got the Three of Swords, which is a card that can denote the need to heal from some heartbreak and disappointment. So a lot of your cards tonight do look a little bit tough. And so I think what you need to do is to be careful not to allow yourself to become stuck in a rut where what you're doing has become more of a process than something that you're actually experiencing newness in. I've had to really address that in my own life, because if we're not challenging ourselves, if there's not a little bit of fear involved, there's no growth, right? So keep that in mind in your daily life, that the most growth comes when you're challenging yourself, when there's a little bit of fear in what you're doing, when you're running toward the problem, running toward the things that need to be addressed instead of running from them. There's something here that you need to deal with. Now, again, with the swords here, you're being called to be a little bit mentally tough right now, because you are dealing with things that if you really went into that heart rhythm of it, it would probably be a little overwhelming. So I think maybe you're not supposed to go too far into that right now. But, that's what umbrellas are for in the rain, right? It is raining a little bit, but that's what the umbrella is for. It's to sort of shield the rain just enough so you can get from one hut to the next. And you do have the Eight of Wands as an outcome card here. So there's a lot of... This card for me is suggesting for you that you are making a lot of forward movement, okay? And as you do this, as you go through these sort of... It is, Kim, it is painful. Like, the way you described it was kind of like, there's a lot coming through and I'm not really sure what I need to know. What you didn't say that's there that you need to deal with is there's a lot of painful things coming through right now. I don't know if you're experiencing them as painful experiences right now, okay? But they are. And so if you're not experiencing them that way, maybe you need to open yourself up a little bit more to what's really happening, what you're really seeing, okay? Because there is a lot happening for you that's not always going to be, it's emotionally challenging. But like I said, the message is coming through. There's a certain clarity that's going to really help you get through. And then there's really big movement forward. And you're moving toward, I feel like on the other end of this is the Sun card. It's not here in the reading. But I really feel like at the other end of this Eight of Wands is the Sun. I feel like you're moving toward a place where there's a lot of satisfaction. Like a lot of self-satisfaction too, like patting yourself on the back and really giving yourself some kudos and accolades and all that stuff. But I really feel like there's self-satisfaction here, but also satisfaction on the healing side of some of these cards. So you need to be kind to yourself right now. That's what I get from the Three of Swords. This person's trying to soothe herself. She's like wrapped up in the fetal position. She's trying to soothe herself through the pain. It's really an important time to be kind to yourself, but also pay a lot of attention to the psychic downloads that you're getting. because that's where the information is, and that's where the forward movement's going to come from. All of this emotional stuff that's going on, most of it is healing, and most of it's going to, you may not experience it while you're in your conscious hours. So pay attention to the psychic downloads that are going to come through that mind set, and watch yourself move forward. You're going to get a lot of signs. I mean, see all those birdies? See all those birdies up there? Those are the signs, the synchronicities, the things that if you are resonating in balance within, in alignment, you're going to see those signs and synchronicities, right? We just want to get this strength card upright. I think the only reason he's in reverse is that there's a struggle, and that's okay. Like I said, that's part of the human experience is struggle, but we got to get this strength card upright. That's continue doing your meditations, and maybe change them up a little bit. Change change whatever modalities you use, change it up a little bit so that you challenge yourself to grow. I think we should all be doing that right now. I think, especially with the Leo new moon, when you think of Leo energy, this is a great time to challenge yourself to change it up a little bit and to sort of let your light shine to the world, and do something, take a little bit of a risk and do something just a little bit differently than you normally do, and get this thing upright. And that's when you're going to start to feel a lot better, because upright, the strength card, is beautiful. It's really about the balanced energies of your yin and yang within you, of your masculine, feminine, imbalanced, not only imbalanced, but working together, right? The strength card is those energies working together, and that's what you're headed toward. And I think with the Eight of Wands, you're going to be making major movement forward towards some real happiness, but it's okay not to be there right now. Like, it's okay, guys. Yes, we need to use the law of attraction. Yes, we need to embrace positive energy, but it's okay to say, you know what? My name is Jason and I'm suffering. Like, I am not good right now. I'm not okay. I'm in a little bit of pain here. And I can say that. I can say, my name is Jason. I'm in a little bit of pain. I'm a little lonely. I have a little bit of heartbroken energy still that I'm trying to work out. And all the while, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I'm loved, and I'm making my way through it. Like, I can say all of those things at the same time. And so it's okay to, at one time, all at once, be grateful, blessed, highly favored, and know it. And also say, I'm a little sad. I'm a little bit isolated, and my heart's a little broken. So be easy on me, please. You can admit all of those things at the same time. Okay? Next is Malia. Yeah, the list is open, guys. $22.22. Send it over to the Cash App, $RayofLightTarot, and we will get you on the list. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Scotty. Are we what? Are we growing a little French beard out there? I think we should. Sure, why not, Why not? Rebecca. I can skip you. Next would be Stephanie Roberts. Guys, list is open. It's not very full, so if you want to get on the list, now is a good time. I think I've got one more person after Stephanie. Yep, Stephanie, then Jane, and Malia, and that's it. So if you want to get on the list, get on the list. What messages does Spirit have for me? Pay attention to the way that things seem to fall into place in your life in a very synchronistic way. You've got a guardian angel that really looks out for you. I mean, you're the kind of person that you need to really count the blessings. Not to say that, you're luckier or more fortunate than anyone else, but you definitely have protection. And I think that for some reason, there's a need for you to acknowledge that, to like the higher self, to source. Acknowledge that you've been really gotten out of some big messes. So remember not to focus on the things that have gone wrong, but the way that things could have gone worse and how you were sort of snatched right out of those, of harm's way. Because there's a little bit of, burdened energy here. And, did you pass me out? Did I pass you out? Stace Libra, I'm on, I'm working from my list of people who have paid for a reading. And on my list right now, I'm doing a question for Stephanie Roberts. She sent money for a reading. Stephanie Roberts. I don't know if I passed you out or not, but so Stephanie, what I was saying is with the Nine of Wands here, you've got this sort of, the Nine of Wands is, it's not, it's an energy that's kind of tough because it's burdensome. Like, you can see this person's like they're taking, in some decks you see the person's like taking a knee, like after you run some sprints, you might take a knee to kind of catch your breath. This person's kind of like squatting down and they're hunched over, they're catching their breath. A lot of people refer to this as the Wounded Warrior card, right? So I think it's important because you are kind of, you've been through a lot emotionally. You've been through a toll, right? Emotionally. It's like you've been through some emotional toll boost. I think it's really important though, in acknowledging all those things we were just talking about, to also say, but you know what? It could have been a lot worse, and I definitely am so, so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I'm so highly favored. It's really important sometimes to acknowledge that, because those times when things seem tough, the more we acknowledge the blessings, the things we're grateful for, the more that grows, the more that piles on. And I think you kind of need that to pile on right now. I feel for you that you've been waiting for something to manifest for a long time, but it's not coming in. You've got the Three of Wands in reverse in your overall energy. That's a frustrating energy. That's like, okay, I've been waiting for this ship to come in with my returns and it's just not coming in. And I don't understand why. There seems to be a little bit of confusion in this reading. Like it's all fire. Look at this. You've got all fire. It's all wands. So when it's all fire energy like that, Stephanie, what that says to me is someone is feeling passionate. But sometimes, especially leading off with the Nine of Wands as your tee off card, it could be that your passions are burnt out. Like you're working on embers, sparks. You're just dealing with a lot of frustrated energy here. You are at a little bit of a crossroad, and it's okay to see the message coming in and not know what it is yet. That's what I feel like with this Two of Wands and that messenger, that bird that's coming in, the messenger. It can be really frustrating, especially if you're someone who understands that hawk or eagle to be a messenger. If you just see it circling, right? That could be very frustrating to somebody. You're waiting for a message, right? And you just see something circling. That's what I'm getting from this. It's a very frustrated energy, but it's going to come in really quickly and unexpectedly. You know when they come in, when something's circling, you know when it comes in? When you stop watching it. When you stop watching it. So if you've got that feeling like you're watching and waiting for something and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, take your eyes off of it for a minute. You don't need to watch for it. When I was a little kid, before 9/11, remember before September 11th when you could go to the actual gates at the airport without a ticket to like pick somebody up? Well, when I was a little kid, I remember we would go to the actual gate at the airport when family members would fly in from, the Hamptons at the end of the summer, wherever. My grandfather would take me to the airport. And I can remember like watching planes land, and I was afraid when I was like 5, 6, I was afraid if I didn't watch the plane land, that it wouldn't land. Like, it's like, I don't know why, I was a silly kid, but I thought if I don't watch the plane land, it's not going to land. It's going to crash or something bad's going to happen. But it's just the opposite. Like, energy actually works the opposite. So that's an example of how our mind can play tricks on us. So with that energy, there's something you're kind of waiting on and kind of, watching it circle. Don't watch it anymore. Just find something else to look at, because this is your energy right here. You're watching and you're waiting on, there's decisions that need to be made regardless of what that messenger does. So don't delay your life or your decisions. Yes, change your focus, but not only that, sometimes, and I know I'm guilty of this in the recent past, sometimes we will postpone making a decision about something until something else happens in our life. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't postpone any decisions for anyone else or for anything else, okay? You're going to have sort of an awakening. It might be like a Kundalini awakening. You've got this very physiological, this sort of like up the spine energy of awakening. The Page of Wands is here also. And that's going to happen when you go from the 2 to the 3 of Wands. But remember, right now your 3 of Wands is in reverse. So there is a little bit of a delay, but you're being guided to kind of embrace this Knight of Wands energy right now. What that says to me is you're kind of being guided to just it only doesn't matter if that energy burns out a little bit. It's okay. It only doesn't matter because right now you need to embrace that energy just to get you from point A to point B so that you can really get to point C. You're a little bit stuck. You're a little bit in a rut, and you need to get out of that. And right now, it's that thing we all do at times where we kind of wait for something to happen to shift the energy. Don't wait. You shift the energy. You get into a little bit of Knight of Wands energy where you've got some, find a project, find something to focus on that sparks your passion a little bit, and it doesn't have to be perfected. It doesn't have to be long lasting. Just get into something exciting that captures your energy and really put some positivity into it and watch it pay off in dividends. And then when you see how that works, apply that energy to the rest of your life because that 3 of Wands needs to be upright and then things can really come in. You do have, with the 3 of Wands, Stephanie Roberts, you do have good things coming to you, paying off for you. Thanks, Kim, for moderating for me tonight. I really appreciate that. That's very sweet for helping out. You do have good things coming to you, paying off for you in the near future, but you've got to allow them in. You can't force them in. You've got to let them come in the way they're supposed to, okay? So keep that in mind. All right. Are you ready, Malia, or do you want me to do Jane next? Okay, Malia is ready. You're welcome. Good. Take it and run with it. Life is going really good. Was his pregnant fiance, girlfriend? Okay. Interesting. Right. That's tough. Like, hello. That's tough. Yep, the list is open. If you want to get on the list, just send your love offering over to the Cash App. It's $RayofLightTarot, and we're taking $22.22 donations for mini reads tonight. And I've only got one person behind Malia, so it's not a long list if you want to get on it, guys. What'd you say, Malia? You always wanted to be... Yeah, I think, and you sensed that a while ago, didn't you? So that's not surprising. You know, this is a time, Malia, where things are happening. This is it's you know this is what's so this is what I love hate. You know when you tell somebody like I hate you, kind of hate you, I hate you, love you. Um, this is a love hate thing about a spiritual experience and a spiritual journey is it's so magical and so beautiful, but one of the most magical things about a spiritual experience, especially when it's a tandem with another person, like a soulmate or a twin soul, one of those experiences where you have this really cool connection with somebody and it's up and down and drives you crazy. And what's amazing about it is it's magical, but it's very elusive. It's very like what you expect is never what it's going to end up being. It's just it just doesn't work that way. But what we do have is the Hierophant. So what the Hierophant is so funny because he's just the opposite of elusive energy. It's saying like it may be elusive energy and things may seem really out of touch and like I don't get this, why can't this be this way, why, but what it also confirms, which you know already, but it was just a funny reminder when I saw it, is things are happening exactly the way they're supposed to in this connection. for that person, for you, and the energy bump and the way it bounces between you two, and it does bounce, is bouncing exactly like it's supposed to right now. And just remember that, like, and also remember that things are never the way they seem. Like, just because something looks a certain way does not mean it is. So keep that in mind too. Things are never the way they seem. But this is really beautiful because to me it's like it's just that energy. And I have learned, I'm not just saying it now either. I really mean it when I say this. I've learned to really be kind of grateful and appreciate the elusive, magical nature of sort of that spiritual connection with someone that when you have a high level soulmate or a twin soul, because it is really interesting. Yeah, it is really interesting because because I really and truly 100% trust that I don't get it, but I will someday. Like, I don't get this. Hello, I'm totally baffled by this, but I'll get it someday. And I know that because of all the other confirmations that come into my life about everything else and how everything else can be laid out on a silver platter so clearly for me. And then that one situation is like, oh my God, just shoot me now. You know what I mean? So that's how you know that it is on track. And look what else this on the other loaf of bread in this sandwich is the star card. So you've got two major arcanas here, the Hierophant and the Star, and they're both pretty interesting because the Hierophant is the confirmation that things are happening absolutely 100% the way they not only are supposed to. This is that. This is more the card of preordination. So this is about how things are happening the way they were preordained to happen. Like you knew they were going to happen. And then this side is saying, and it's going to be a hot, messy transformation. Nothing is going to look the way it looked yesterday, tomorrow. And eventually you won't have to try to see the beauty in it because it's going to be right in your face. It's going to get so bright that it just illuminates before you. But right now, there's a lot of ethereal energy in this card. I mean, this card, the center of it is pretty defined, but the rest of it is kind of ethereal and kind of shimmery, and you can't really it's like in mid form, the transformation. So I think that's what's going on here. I mean, what you've got inside here is a mess. He's got the Nine of Wands. You've got the Nine of Swords. You guys neither one of you has got great energy in the connection right now. He's Nine of Wands, you're Nine of Swords. So just from that, where did that card go? Where did it go? Okay, maybe it didn't go. Just from that, that's pretty crazy to me. There it is. Okay, so Hierophant, Star, and then those. But what is interesting, I'm not sure why yet. Let's take a second. Page of Wands that's crowning this too. There is going to be a new beginning in the 3D for this connection. So it is going to take on, and it's going to take on a very deeply affectionate, passionate. The very thing that you're wishing it had. It's going to be there in spades in the near future. So I think it's okay to wish for that right now, and it's good that you recognize that that's something you miss in the connection because you're going to have that in the near future. Maybe not the way you've envisioned it, but it's going to be there. There's something brewing or something descending on this, because that's definitely what the Page of Swords is. I need to clarify that one with. For those of you whose birthdays are during Sun in Leo, remember the birthday readings are $25 off. So like if you purchase a 30-minute reading for your birthday, it is $50 instead of $75, or an hour is $125 instead of $150. So the Ion card is clarifying that. So that's basically the Judgment card. I mean, that's the Judgment card. It's the same thing. It's a little bit more firmly established in a reawakening energy, you know, that resurrecting energy than the Judgment card is. But it's the same thing. That's what's happening here. While you're looking at the connection and going, well, this person is getting more firmly established in their relationship and in their future with someone else, I'm probably getting in, no. The Hierophant says, don't try and make sense of this. because what's happening is the reawakening of this connection and its beauty. So this connection is being reawakened. While you're watching it thinking this connection's dead and gone, it's being reawakened in all of its passion and beauty. And there's a Ace of Cups here to for good measure. So all of that new beginning energy, all of that resurrecting energy, it's all there. And it doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter what you see and hear. The five senses are so negligent, guys. I'm telling you, I promise I don't just say this to you, that I take this to my in my own life as well. If I used my five senses to figure out what was going on in my twin soul journey, the answer would be absolutely nothing. But I'm telling you, the five senses are negligent when it comes to your spiritual journey, guys. They are negligent. They do not tell you what's going on. Your intuition, your heart, your soul is what tells you what's going on. And my soul has a whole different story than what those senses are telling me. So remember that. Keep that in mind. And that friendship that you're missing is there. That friendship was established before you even incarnated. That friendship doesn't have anything to do with the incarnated bodies you're in and what's going on in the 3D right now in this summer of 2020. That friendship is an established simpatico between the two of you that's very beautiful. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that's what's going on. There is that phoenix rising from the ashes. Hey, Julene, nice to see you. Julene, guys, you need to consider. I think Valerie was one who was considering. If you were considering, I need to talk to. Kay Moon as well, the astrologer, because she was wanting to think about doing it. If you were considering joining our Twin Soul class, you should definitely consider. We postponed it until next Sunday. And for some reason, I really have a feeling there's 2 more spots that need to fill up. I don't know why. I just set the intention for 7 people, and right now there's 5. So if you have been considering it and did not join, consider joining. It's going to be a really great experience. I've been putting together some surveys that we're going to fill out about our soul experience with our soulmate or twin soul, our soul partner. It's surveys and checklists and stuff. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be fun. And I think that it's just going to be a great experience. So that starts next Sunday, and it's a 6-week course. All right. That's what I have for you, Malia. So next is Jane. Jane, and I think, Jane, you're the last one on the list. I haven't gotten any notifications. So if anyone else wants to get on the list, it's open and you'll be next. Been very emotional and just looking for any messages Spirit can share to help release some resistance. Okay, Rebecca. So the clarity. Okay, Julene, get on that list, girl. Hold on. I want to make sure I read this really well because I feel like you need some real guidance tonight, my Jane. Okay. Well, the first, I can tell you, and I understand, sometimes, I miss my mom too. And I know that sounds strange because I was just telling you guys it's her birthday and we went to lunch today and everything. But I hadn't seen her in a while or spent much time with her recently, and I didn't realize it until we spent some time together today that, I miss my mom too. Like, you guys, we need to appreciate people while they're here, because when she said that, I thought, gosh, I'm really fortunate, It's really important for you, Jane, specifically, to embrace your creative energy right now. I was seeing a lemonade pitcher that was empty with a wooden spoon in it. And so to me, what that's speaking about is, number one, creating or making something. Also, number two, it's like alchemy, right? Putting the right ingredients in to build the right concoction. So it's really important for you right now to find the right ingredients to allot things appropriately. Let me see what comes through in the cards. I don't know why the spoon's upside down, but it is. Okay, guys, thank you. We'll get you added. Jane, you have so much going on right now. And I'm looking at what's coming for you in the near future. You've got so much happening in the near future. You have someone moving towards you, Knight of Pentacles. That's a really strong energy. A lot of fire in this person, fire and water. They've got King of Wands. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. They've also got Knight of Cups. So someone's wanting to move towards you. Their intention is to move towards you, really to offer you something special. It's definitely strong masculine energy moving towards you. But what you've got going on right now is you're having trouble. It's not, you know what's going on, and it's coming through pretty clear. That feeling that you're in where you're having trouble kind of focusing, I think, or getting out of this energy. It's not, I mean, it's, yes, of course you miss your mom. That's fine. That's true. It's not that that's not true. True. That's a true thing. Like, check, that's a true thing. I miss my mom. It's so much more than that. That's the way the energy is being dealt with for you, that you miss your mom. It goes so much deeper than that. What your experience is right now is so much deeper than that. So much deeper. The Seven of Cups represents sort of becoming easily overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, and also being a little bit afraid of the future. Make sure if you're dealing with a little bit of fear of what's coming, that what always helps me when I get a little fearful of the future is to look back. Because when you look back on the past, you can see that you've been assisted, divinely assisted along the way, and you've gotten through until now. So it's really important to look at how you've always been assisted in the past. Things have always worked out. You're going to be okay. And remember that so that you don't get overwhelmed. You have the Eight of Wands crowning you, so there may be a need to communicate. I feel like there may be someone, maybe your family, someone who maybe, if there's someone else who can sort of relate to you about missing your mother or maybe missing their mother, it may be really important and good for you to communicate with someone right now, just to talk it out. We've become very antisocial human beings as technology progresses and we're on our iPhones day and night. We've become very antisocial as a community, and it's so important to communicate with people and share how you feel, right? Especially with someone you trust. And so it's really important that you do sort of talk some of this sort of energy out, because and especially with what's coming towards you, there's a lot of romantic energy in your near future. So it may have to do with the soulmate stuff, which obviously, when you came to my channel, it's because you probably had a soulmate person that you were wondering about. So you don't want to do anything that's going to block or make that energy heavy. And with the Nine of Wands here, you definitely are running that risk, okay? So just be aware, it's important for you right now to talk. Don't swallow it. Don't swallow it. Talk about it. Is there someone in your life who you talk to about either artistic things or food or making things? Because I don't know why I was seeing that lemonade, that lemonade pitcher and a spoon, but there's something you need to. I feel like it's also that you need to spend the time with someone else, like really just spending time, letting someone else kind of share the burden with you right now is really important for you. You also have a lot of strength and power. I'm looking at the Sorcerer card, in my mystical shaman deck. This is like the magician card, but it's actually more about action, I feel like. So I feel like I've been trying to hang. Okay. Well, continue to do that. Continue to reach out, and I would definitely look for someone that you specifically can talk about the things that are making you sad, because I feel like the thing with your mother, that's just right on the surface, and you need to go deeper, right? There's something even deeper. And everyone is busy. I understand that people are busy, but don't feel like you're bothering someone. A lot of us feel that way, like, I don't want to reach out to so and so, I don't want to bother them. It's not a bother. It's not a bother. We all wish, like, I know whenever someone says to me, I'm so sorry to be bothering you, my thought is, you're not bothering me. You know, you're not bothering me. Why do you say that? Don't ever feel like you're bothering someone, and there's someone specifically in your life, and it may be a male energy that you need to speak about missing your mother with. Good. I think that'll be good too. So that's what I got for you. Good luck, and be very, very aware that as you clear things out, you're clearing the way for some really good stuff coming in towards you. And remember that it's coming towards you fast. So whatever works to sort of clear your energy, okay? Good luck. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. Okay, Rebecca is next. I've got Rebecca, and yeah, Haney, I saw yours come through. Julene, see yours, and Janice. There you go. See, Stephanie said her door is always open. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. So, Rebecca or okay, Rebecca. Kids and I are finally settling into a long-term home next month, waiting to hear back. So you applied for your first choice, which is perfect. And you want to know if you're likely going to get that, or if you're going to get or you're going to end up on the second one. What does the energy reveal to us? Are you putting an offer in, or are you oh, you're applying for like a, okay, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you, the good thing is right now you may be fortunate with your application on that one, because just with the state of things, I think you may have some good fortune in that area. But right, yeah, I remembered that. That's why I didn't think you were buying. I think you're gonna is number for some reason I get the feeling number one is more expensive though. So I don't know if that's true. Well, the area I live in is where everyone wants to move to get away from the craziness everywhere. Okay. Always sending you positive vibe. About the same price. Okay. Number one may end up somehow being more expensive for you. Like, even if rent is the same, for some reason, number one may end up costing you more for some reason. I don't know why that seems to be. But I think you're going to get what you want. I mean, you've got the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands, guys, is a card that really is like it's about sort of uh, returning from battle victorious. Now in this deck, it's a little different. It doesn't have that obvious, but it is still, I mean, there's that flying flag. They're coming in under the arches. There is an energy of a victorious entrance, okay? It also can represent public acknowledgement. And I do get the feeling that there, because you've got the King of Wands here also sort of crowning your energy, that, and it could just be Leo. We're in new moon in Leo right now. We're in Leo season. It could be that this is a great time for you to kind of, again, and I said this for everyone at the beginning of the night, a great time to kind of, show off your peacock feathers, like really show what you are worth. But it's going to be a beautiful time of sort of balance and peaceful energy for you. You're coming into a time of peaceful energy and balance. So that's really good. Like you've got the Six of Wands and you've also got the Six of Swords. So I think with both of those energies coming in, that's good news. Now you've got the Justice card also upright. Again, with the Six of Wands was the first card that came out, and the Justice card, the last, Major Arcana Justice. I really feel like you're going to get what you want. Does that mean it's definitely the first house? If that's truly what your heart desires and where you feel you want to be, then that's probably what you're going to get. The only reason I'm not so sure that that's it, you've also got the Three of Pentacles. It's a building energy. So I think that this, where you are headed, could be somewhere that you're going to want to be a while. I don't know if there's going to be like a rent-to-own option, or maybe when you get to where you're going, you're going to find a place in that neighborhood that you end up wanting to buy someday. But I feel like where you're going to right now, or on the verge of going, this new place, it's right on your path of where you want to be, you're going to want to be. So that's all really good. You've got the Queen of Swords in reverse in your overall energy right now. Now the Queen of Swords, I talk about her all the time, how she's a badass and she cuts things and slices and dices. But when she's in reverse, that's sort of like taking a little bit of a sabbatical from busting chops. So I think you're kind of going to be in a place where you're not going to have to be the big-time disciplinarian with your children. You might start to feel like, wow, everything just feels really good. I don't know. It just feels like you're going to be in a place where you're going to really be grateful to not have to be cracking the whip around you and to be very able to just be very in the zone. With the house, though, you've got this Two of Pentacles hanging around. So I do get the sense, Rebecca, that you may just get like, now I know that the second one you said is kind of, you said the second one was kind of like a go either way. So I guess by saying you're getting both of them, that would mean you got the first one, because either way you feel like you're going to get the second one. But with the Two of Pentacles, that looks like the choice is yours. So I do feel like you're going to have two options. So you will probably, go, nope, that was me, Elizabeth. I had you on the list, but when I went on to PayPal, you had already put in for a refund, so it took the money back away, so I didn't put you on my list. Did you want to get a reading or not? I didn't end up coming on Friday, though. But when I didn't put you on my list for tonight because it looked like you had decided to get a refund. So I didn't know what to do. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Okay, so what you would have to do is go into the PayPal and cancel your dispute, because when you dispute a payment, it like locks it up or something. So if you want to do that, you have to go in and cancel your dispute, and then I can do the reading here for you if you'd like. Okay, back to Rebecca. Sorry about that, Rebecca. Okay, so with the Justice card upright, this is, I just feel like it's saying, things are coming out really well for you and it's going to be good. Like everything's going to be good. And with the Two of Pentacles, it really feels to me like you're the one making choices here. The Two of Pentacles is about having to choose something. It can sometimes be a little bit about being overwhelmed. I don't feel that though. I might feel that a little bit because this is a clown or like a joker on a unicycle. And so that that can look a little bit like overwhelmed energy. However, because I see for you the Six of Wands, the Justice card, a lot of really balanced, peaceful energy, I don't think you're going to be overwhelmed. I think it is just having options. So not overwhelmed, but having choices, having options, and feeling good about them. Feeling like I can make the right choices. I can do what I want to do. So I really like that for you. I really do. Okay, Sasha, we will get you on the list. I'm overwhelmed. Really looking forward to this. Yeah, and I'm telling you, the one that felt the best, and of course it makes sense, it's the Major Arcana, the Justice card. That one feels really good because Lady Justice, she has the scales in her hands. When it's upright, that's a great card for things working out in your favor, because a lot of times that's like good karma. That's like, I have a bank account where I have really stored up some good karma, and I'm going to get some good things that I deserve and I've earned. So that really feels good for you. So Rebecca, I like that for you a lot. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Okay, next on the list was, hold on 1 second, guys. Let me check the list. I think next was Julene. Julene was next. You said you had a work question, right, Julene? What is your work question, my dear? I have Julene, Haney, Janice, Elizabeth, if we get the PayPal situation straight. I usually don't accept PayPal, but I've been trying to at least a couple times a week when I'm on doing minis, because I've been not accepting the PayPals very often. And so I know that people who aren't local in the United States can't use Cash App. Working on a response to a state agency. Oh. A response to a state agency regarding a federal program for kids. It has the potential to be very political and not popular. How does this fall for me? Okay. I actually think it's going to fall really well. I think you're going to have the chance to lead the way and start sort of do you want, let me just show you. Well, I can't pull that off my, so what I'm looking at is the Jefferson Monument with cherry blossoms in front of it. I don't know why, that's where my eyes went to, and I have like a postcard for some reason of that up on my little mirror thing. So the Jefferson Monument and the cherry blossoms, there is an energy of political energy there that it showed me, and also there's a springtime energy. There's a new beginning. There's a freshness to this. So I do get the sense for you, what this represents is that you're going to be able to set a new tone for something that maybe could be problematic by the way you handle it. So keep that in mind, that you may have the ability to set a new tone, even maybe in the realm of politics. But let's see what the cards say. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. You've got the Magician. So, Julene, you've got good stuff here. I think, you know what the biggest problem is? We can be our own worst enemy. Our minds can be our best friends and our own worst enemy, because you do have over here, in which I feel like this is looking at the board here as the cards came out, I feel like these negative cards, they're representing the deep recesses of your mind. Don't let your doubts and your concerns be the deciding factor. Quiet those energies. You do have the Ten of Wands here. That's a burdensome card, right? And you do have the Three of Swords, which is like being fear of disappointment. That familiar feeling of being let down when something matters. When that happens to us more than once, we can develop it's like almost like a trauma. right? And a wound that we can develop. And it becomes like, oh man, your fear can make that happen again. Because what you've actually got here is good stuff. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, you've got the Magician card crowning the energy, and you've got the Four of Wands. So that's pretty clear that you're in charge of this and you have the ability to make this whatever you want it to be. Remember, the Magician card is really, it's a beautiful energy. It's that sort of it's Aries, right? Because it is that assertive Aries leading the way energy, but it's also the Virgo Gemini card, sort of the tandem Virgo and Gemini card, because together Virgo and Gemini are the Magician. They're that mental sort of mercurial energy that's very mental processes. It's mental processes at their best when everything just flows nicely. So it's a really strong energy. And I'm a Virgo through and through with Gemini ascendant. So when I'm at my best, my mental processes flow so quickly and I'm sharp. But because I have that ability, what would happen to me is when I would relapse and do drugs, I would become like a lunatic because my mind would jumble and I could write crazy messages all like paragraphs and not make any sense. It's very interesting how the sharper you are and the more gifted you are at something, the more it can get messed up if you tinker with it at all. And what the reason I bring that up is because I feel for you that you do have some doubts that you don't want to give power or energy to your doubts. Okay, so Magician upright, you got this. Like this is within your capability and within your grasp to make things go really, really, really well. You have the ability to make it go well. Remember that. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. That is, when we're talking about work stuff, the Ten of Pentacles is perfection, okay? And then you've got the Four of Wands. So I don't even think that the possibility is there for a negative outcome to this. I think that your own mind can be your best friend and your worst enemy in this. Make it your best friend. Let's leave it at that, okay? So a good outlook is definitely there. Yum water. Yum water. Okay, so I've got Janice and then Haney. Good luck, Julene. Yeah, Julene is really, really gifted and she's got some really great ideas. Well, and the best part is, even if it's like David and Goliath, if you are the magician in that, that means that, like David takes the slingshot or whatever. We see David with the slingshot. You think of David as, I don't know if that's actually biblical, but you see him like with the slingshot. It's not the slingshot that takes down Goliath. It's the magic and where it hits. It's the strength of the actual, the faith and the spirit. So your gift is already, the outcome is already laid out before you, and it is David and Goliath, but the outcome is already laid out before you. You just have to sort of embrace it and step into it and claim it, which is really special. Okay, let's see, Janice, what you should do. Janice, you have the Fool card, which is turned over in my deck. Usually when a card, especially a major arcana, is turned over like that, it's a message for you. And you've also got the Hermit. So right now you are definitely supposed to be letting go. Starting new things, you have the Four of Wands as well when I cut the deck. Starting new things is really important for you right now. And I know what you mean though, like with an ex, especially if you have a strong soul-based connection with somebody, it doesn't really matter. You can let go, but they're still right there. Some people just get under your skin and stay there, whether you want them to or not. You really want to work on not carrying your burdens with you, because you're supposed to be moving into this Fool energy, which is like taking a leap of faith into something new, but you've also got this Ten of Wands card, which is like you're carrying too much burden with you. Don't worry about this person. You may have done a great job of letting them go, but they're still in your energy, and they may always be. But that doesn't mean that you're bound to them. You're not. And you're in charge of this, not anyone else, not your guides, your spirit team, not the other person. You're in charge of this, and you have the ability to bring about some great changes. Make sure that you don't spend too much time. You do have that hermit card, which suggests solitude and how solitude can be really a positive thing for a while, but you also don't want to spend too much time alone because you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and it's attached to the burdens of the Nine and Ten of Wands. So with these burdens, you don't want to become too overwhelmed and be spending all that time by yourself where your mind is going and you're not knowing it, not getting any positive feedback from anybody, and you're telling yourself all kinds of crazy storylines. That can be a real disaster when we let that happen. You've got the Two of Wands here, so I do know why you're kind of feeling like, and you've also got the Seven of Cups beside it. So I understand why you're feeling like, what do I do? I think you know you're at a place where it's time to do something. It's time to make a choice. And it's hard because even if you felt like a while back you let someone go, when you get to that point where you're at a crossroads and you've really got to make choices that would actually wipe the slate clean, that's when it gets hard. And you're at that place. It's time to start making some choices that are actually whether or not you're going to wipe the slate clean and really not just let this person go, but move on. I think that you don't really have to. I do think, yes, you need to step into sort of that independent path, but I don't think it's as hard as it feels like. And yeah, you do need to let go because I don't. What I feel about this person is they want you. They want to be in your energy, but they're not capable of giving you what you deserve. So when that's the case, if this person's not capable of giving you what you deserve right now, there's not really a lot for you to do, say or do. You just have to kind of keep it moving. But it's never goodbye. You know, it's just see you later and good night because they are still in your heart and in your energy, and things change every day. Energies shift, things change, and this person is probably going to come back around at some point when you least expect it and when you're able to manage it. And they may come back for good, they may come back as a test or a lesson. You just have to wait and see at the time. But don't let this become a burden for you. You've got a really bright path, and you're going to get mired down in the details of good things, like all of the abundance. I'm seeing a lot of green. So you've got a bright path of abundance, and in which, if you allow yourself, you will get caught up in the details of good things. But you don't want to have that burden on your back. See that burden on the person's back? You don't want to have that burden. And this person, at this point in your life, all they're really representing is a burden on your back. Doesn't mean that's what they are or what they will be in the future, but that's what they're representing to you. So you don't want to carry that burden on your back. Lay that down and keep going down this path of abundance. It's okay to spend time processing your feelings, but don't get into a habit of processing so much alone that you start to drive yourself crazy worrying. It's not worth it, and it won't solve anything. Remember that. Overthinking is okay if it leads to action. If it doesn't lead to anything, it's worthless and it doesn't do you any good. So keep that in mind, okay, Janice? Good luck. Haney, do you want to put your question back up? Haney, Haney. Hold on one sec, guys. I've got Haney and then Sawshaw. Haney, Sasha. I don't know if is Elizabeth back. Let me know. Did I miss anyone else? I don't think I did. I'm wondering what's up with Randy, my love interest. Okay. Randy, my love interest. What's interesting about Randy is he's coming through as very much like the hunter mentality. Someone who knows how, who, it's very interesting. You're welcome, Janice. This hunter mentality, someone who's like going after what they want, conquering. So I don't know why that is, why Randy's coming through that way as like sort of a hunter or someone No, Elizabeth, I've got you added to the list. So right, I'm gonna do Haney. I have Haney, then Sasha, and then you, Elizabeth. So it won't be much longer. Yeah, this hunter mentality, Haney. It's a very interesting mentality. So let's see what comes through. I'm gonna go ahead and close the list. Actually, let's close the list. Yes, donations are appreciated. Thank you guys. But since you pay for readings, you don't have to donate. You don't, it's not a big deal, but I, of course, appreciate it. Wow. You've got some interesting things coming through here, Haney. You've got the Magician card and then the World. So as far as the connection with Randy, this is not this is not a connection that's just sort of a fly-by-night connection that doesn't go deep. This one goes deep. It's definitely soul level stuff. Now, there may be a lot more within your control here than you realize. Obviously, in soul connections, we aren't in charge of those things, right? Like, I'm not in charge of my soul connections, you're not in charge of yours. But there is more within your control than you may realize at this time. You may not realize just how much is within your grasp, is within your power to accomplish and to see through. So I want you to think about that, because the Magician card is about having the ability to get what you want. There's a defensive energy for Randy. Randy's got the Seven of Wands, but behind that is the Lover's card. So it's kind of like someone really, really loves you, but they're kind of really, really scared to show it all the way or to commit all the way. This is someone who would like kind of commit and then pull back. Someone who would show you how much they care about you, but then kind of pull their energy back a little bit. So this is a tough thing. But the Lover's card is here on the other side of it, the Seven of Wands. Now, the Lovers also does represent the need to make a choice. So I think Randy needs to choose. Has Randy not chosen something? Has Randy not chosen you? Is there a need to choose one person or another, one thing or another? There's some kind of a choice here with the Lovers. And what I think you're supposed to be doing is doing everything in your power to bring a resolution, because you've got the World card here behind or aside the Magician. I feel like you have it within your power to bring resolution to this situation in a way that is kind of like fair to everyone. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And it may not feel good, the resolution, but it'll give it a chance for things to sort of reset and heal. Because I feel like what's going on here is where there seems to be some messiness. I don't see another person in the energy, but it feels like other people are involved in your connection with Randy. Like there's other energies picking at it. So, especially an earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, there seems to be an earth sign energy that's kind of getting, it may not be another like love interest. It could be like a mother, a parent, or someone like that. But there's some kind of earth energy that's really getting too involved here. You are guided to use what's within your control and hold on to. Don't let yourself worry about what's out of your control. Focus on what's in your control and allow yourself to be brave in bringing to an end, to a resolution, the things that are within your power, because there are 3 cycles here and they're all converging. I think as far as the love within the connection, it's there. There's no question about the love between you and this person, Randy, or whoever it is that you're thinking about. For some reason, it feels like Randy's not this person's real name. I don't know why, but if their real name is not Randy, if it's something else, there is real love with this person, but there's a lot of defensiveness. This person's very defensive on a soul level. They're timid, they're afraid, and they're defensive. So just be aware of that, and be aware that to get where you need to go, you need to be brave, and you need to do what's within your power and end what's within your power, even if it's just temporary, to get what you want in the long run, okay? But there's definitely strong love here. That Lover's card is beautiful. That's a good energy. They love you so much. They love you. Okay. Next is Sasha. Sasha, what was your question, Sasha? You're welcome. Haney Almeida. Sasha divorced 3 years ago. We had 3 sons. Since day 1 of the divorce, my ex has tried very hard to turn them against me. I have been in and out of court, counseling, etc. Okay. Divorce sucks, right? People get crazy. I'm just not the type of person. I wasn't built for divorce. My parents divorced and remarried, and I wasn't built for it. I think if I ever do get married, I won't get divorced. And if I ever do get divorced, I promise not to be a fighter. Yeah, it's the fighting, all of the like acrimony. It's just who has the energy for that? Okay, let's see what's going on. What's the resolution for this situation with Sasha and her ex? What's the likely resolution outcome? And how far off is it? I hate to say this because it doesn't sound like something that you're going to want to hear, but I will say I do think there's going to be resolution, but I think the next year is going to be tough. The next 12 months. So you guys have to make a full trip around the sun before things start to really resolve. Even if things are resolved in court in September, it's going to be a year before you really start to feel peace about the situation. I don't know what's going to happen in the next year, but I do think that there's actually a chance for the relationship to change. There may actually be real peace uh, because down the road, I'm seeing Nine of Cups and Knight of Cups, which could be that your ex is able to maybe even have a kind, loving relationship with you because it's also wish fulfillment for you. But right now, what you're being advised to do is Eight of Cups. You're being advised to just emotionally distance yourself. So, as much as you can, you need to emotionally distance yourself. You're also being guided to protect yourself. You've got the Seven of Wands crowning you. So, lean on your attorneys. If you still have an attorney working with you, if you're already divorced and now you're working out like matters of custody, maybe you don't have an attorney working with you if you're like in mediation. But whatever you're doing, if you do have an advocate or an attorney working for your ends, lean on them. If not, work with the mediator, whatever. But you need to really walk away from this emotionally. So that Eight of Cups is about emotional detachment, because you can't pretend the person's dead, right? Like those of you in twin soul connections where you have one of you is a runner and a chaser, the runner in a twin soul a lot of times likes to run and just pretend the chaser doesn't exist during that time. And you can't do that in situations where like you have kids and that just you can't, because you have to acknowledge, you have to co-parent, right, and things like that. So it's tough. But what I would say is in this situation, if you can just emotionally detach, that's going to help you protect yourself. And you've also got stuff to deal with. You're still carrying a lot of, this Four of Pentacles suggests that you're still carrying a lot of burden around from the marriage. And it may have to do with financial stuff. Those are pentacles, which can look like coins or be coins. In any event, what you need, and I think that's why the whole, like, I was seeing that, like, a full trip around the sun, a full year. I think the reason that it's about a year off is because there needs to be distance. You've got the Temperance card here, moderation and distance. And I think it's going to take time. The child support situation probably also is going to ease up for you in the next year. I don't know why. I don't know if something will change in a year or what, but in the next 12 months, a lot's going to change in all of that. But right now, you've got the Temperance card. So what that says to me is, I don't think things are going to get so much different or better in September. And I'm sorry to tell you that, but we got to be real here, and we got to keep it real with what's going on. It's not. It's just not going to get that much better. Don't be like them. If they're talking bad about you to the kids, don't mimic them. Just because it's kind of like what Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. Or at least go medium, right? Just go a little higher than them. like just you want to sort of use that energy to your advantage, which is allowing the distance to work to your advantage and allowing the separation and being away from each other to allow fondness to come back in. Sometimes when we're yeah, it is a marathon, and you need to understand that, and that's good that you do. But I really feel like with this Temperance card, it's kind of about how sometimes through distance things are going to improve. So just keep that in your mind. Yeah, actually, the list is closed, guys. It is. I'm just going to keep it closed. So it's still closed. But with this card, definitely keep that in mind that you want to keep it moving and detach emotionally more than anything. So I'm sorry it's going to be a while, but I really think by this time next year, you're going to see some beautiful changes, okay? No, it's okay, Kim. You probably didn't hear me when I said it was closed. But we're going to close it, keep it closed, and done. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired. Okay, so good luck, Sasha. Good luck. I'm sorry you're having to deal with that stuff. Elizabeth, I think Elizabeth is the last one. What's your question, Elizabeth? Welcome, welcome. Everybody having a nice hump day? Hump day? Okay, let's see. Energy update for Elizabeth on her twin soul connection. A little look-see, yes. So what's interesting here for your connection is I can see what you're actually feeling is not what it's. I was talking about this earlier. I don't know if you were in here, Elizabeth, when I was talking about this, and I was specifically talking about how twin soul connections are very much like this. What we're experiencing sometimes in the 3D is not what's happening. So what our senses are telling us is not doing justice to what's actually happening in the connection, because your senses are telling you this is a painful connection for some reason right now for you. Maybe at one time it was a beautiful connection, but right now it's become kind of a painful connection for wherever it's at for you. You've got the Ten of Swords in the current energy for the connection, but what's actually happening is you've got the Judgment card crowning. So that tells me just while things may seem to our senses at their worst, there's a reawakening in this twin soul connection. There's like, it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. So something beautiful is happening in this connection right now, even while it may not seem that way to you. It may seem, I don't know what your status is in the connection, if you're in separation or if you're on the way to union or communication, no communication, whatever, but it can't be that great if you're getting the Ten of Swords in your foundation. But it's a lot better than you think it is automatically, because things are happening and moving around right now with this sort of card of Judgment reawakening. And that's a major arcana too. That's saying like big changes, good changes. And your near future card is the Ace of Wands. So that's beautiful as well. That's a reigniting of the passion between you and this person. So that's exciting too. So I think it's good. You're in communication. That's great. And I think it's exciting that you are going to have or experience a sort of reigniting of the passion as the result of being in connection with them. So that's all around good news. It feels good. It feels like things are going to be good. You've got the Queen of Wands here in your current energy. So you're being guided to kind of be a little bit assertive, to know that things are a lot more within your power than you maybe realize. This person is not as mature spiritually as you are. They are spiritual. And I mean, gosh, listen. Twin souls are spiritual people. People who are twin souls, we're spiritual people. Like, whether you're more spiritually advanced than they are doesn't really matter. You're going to have someone, there's going to be usually a really spiritual one and then one who's more practical or pragmatic, but both are usually somewhat spiritual. And this person's already, although not as far along as you spiritually, they're wanting to offer you something lasting. Like, they have the Page of Pentacles for you. So they have the intention to be a lasting presence in your life already. Whether they realize that you're a twin soul or not, They already know they want to be a lasting, valuable presence in your life. So that's good news. But with you getting this sort of Queen of Wands energy, that's a real confirmation to you that you have the ability to make a lot happen and a lot of good things happen now and in the near future, and to not ignore that capability. What does that mean for you? Make sure you're doing your work. Like, make sure that you're aware of what the path looks like it's going to be, and that you're using the law of attraction, that you're learning to balance your energies, chakra clearing and healing, all of those things that for one who's kind of awakened spiritually become very important and a very big part of your path to, sort of reaching enlightenment. For you, you're at the phase where in the 3D, there's a lot you can do. So whether it's starting a new business, finding a new way to make a living that has to do with spiritual things as a healer or whatever, those type of things are right there in your grasp right now. And that's what the Queen of Wands says to me, that you're at a place where you can do a lot more than you maybe realize. So realize it and get into that mode of taking action. But I like that Ace of Wands for you, Elizabeth, in the near future, that there's this awakened, this sort of awakened passion. That's exciting, and that's a great energy to really embrace before it comes in. Because it's so important, guys, to embrace these energies before they reach you. Embrace the excitement, embrace the passion before it gets here, and then when you do, it'll be beautiful. I've had experiences with my twin soul when we were in communication that I experienced, like in meditation. It was like having a vision of things that we did before we actually did them. And then when we would do them and experience the thing, it would be even better than the vision, but it was maybe because I saw it already. The real experience is sometimes even better, but it's amazing how you can actually mirror the experience when you see it by sort of just being grateful and allowing it to raise your vibration. That's an action right there, and that helps you to bring things in. So spend a lot of time doing sort of physical things and searching for ideas about how you can change things in the 3D, and maybe to do with like how you use your specific spiritual gifts, but also about bringing in the future with your visualizations and sort of feeling out in a really very real, tangible way how good something may feel, so that that helps flesh it out, and so that it can become tangible. So that's kind of cool too. So that's what I've got for you, and good luck. Good. I'm glad you understand that. Yeah, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So good luck. I'm glad you were able to get a reading. I'm sorry I wasn't able to come on Friday. Something came up and I don't remember what, but I was not able to come on Friday night. You guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all the love. Happy Hump Day. I'm working on Zodiac readings right now. So if you're looking for your Zodiac reading, it should be up soon. I put Virgo up yesterday, so I'll have a couple more up tomorrow. You guys have a great Hump Day and a great rest of the week. I will be back with you guys sometime this weekend. I'll see you guys soon. All right? And love you, mean it. Namaste. Thank you for your help tonight, Kim. Every other moderator that popped in and helped out, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great night.